And we are live again for the third annual DOB Nationals, night number 3 of 4, back here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Hard Knocks night. We'll be starting off with the C main. Sorry, I just had the broadcast up in the background. I'm going to go ahead and mute it now. There we go. Now the audio issues should be fixed. We are here for the Hard Knocks night, the last chance for drivers outside the top 16 in points to lock their way into the main event. Everyone else is going to have to fight through the D, E, all the mains tomorrow night to try and make it into those last 4 spots. Joining me today in the broadcast booth is Luke Breitschoff. Luke, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. We are looking forward for some fantastic racing that's going to be coming today. It's going to be some good racing, especially if it's the last 2 nights are going to say anything about what's going to be shown tonight. I'm excited. I hope everyone at home is, and let's dive right in about 4 minutes.
So you join us here with a few minutes left in practice. Really quickly, we're gonna explain the purpose of this night. So the 2 prelim nights, that was just to lock people into the main event. The top 16 in points combined from the first 2 nights are locked into the main event tomorrow. We're gonna go ahead and show you those guys in just a second. However, everyone else has one more chance tonight to try and lock their way in to the main event. However, showing up to this race essentially throws away your points. If you finish outside the top 4 in the A main tonight, you're not locked in, and you have to fight your way in all the way through the E or D main, depending on how many mains we get tomorrow night. So, just to recap, the winner of the A main tonight, along with the rest of the top 4, are automatically into the main event. Everyone else has to fight their way through the mains tomorrow night. Only 4 drivers will make it in from the A main to make it to the feature race on Thursday. So tonight is a big risk versus reward situation, but a lot of drivers have chosen to take that risk. We're going to bring up the locked-in drivers and your point standings in just a moment here. Once again, mind the window. It's a little bit hard to get these things pulled up when you only have a few minutes to do it before the race, and also the session doesn't go up until like 4 minutes before. But anyways, that is beside the point. So, everyone you see on your screen on the left-hand side right there, they have already thrown away all their points. So if they don't make the top 4 tonight, they're going to have to fight their way in through the mains tomorrow. However, the top 4 are going to be locked into spots 17 through 20. Lastly, one driver that you're definitely going to want to watch out for tonight, Tyler Schell. We saw what a show he could put on yesterday as he fought through the mains all the way in, as he fought through his heats up to the mains. He was not able to make the A main. However, Tyler Schell put on a great show yesterday. He is going to be racing again tonight. We're going to go ahead and pull up on the left side of your screen the drivers that are currently locked into the feature race tomorrow. You see Rusty Kruger, prelim night number 1 winner, and Kendall Tucker, prelim night number 2 winner. Everyone you see on your screen there is locked into the main event. If you do not see your driver on that screen, they're either going to try and make the top 4 tonight, or they're going to have to fight their way in through the mains tomorrow night. I've talked enough. Luke, what are you looking for in this event?
Well, you said it earlier. Tyler Schell put on a show last night, and while he didn't win, and in fact he ended up far from it, he was certainly had a drive through the field. And today, he takes away 4 of the drivers, maybe more, of the guys he had to compete with. So, no doubt in my mind, favorite for tonight is Schell. Obviously, though, if you were watching, he caused a lot of mayhem. He's a very aggressive driver, without a doubt. But I'm excited to see what Schell is going to do.
Let's do a little bit of commentators' opinions here. Luke, we're going to put you in the position, let's say you're in this race, and after the first 2 nights, you're not locked into the main event. And remember, the drivers who don't get into the top 4 from the A main tonight, they start at the back of their heat races and at the back of their mains tomorrow night. So, Luke, is this a risk that you might consider taking if you're in one of these guys' position?
That's a very good question. It kind of depends on what I feel I can do. If I don't think I'm one of the 4 fastest here tonight, I definitely do not show up. I don't risk those points. I don't risk the starting position. But if I do feel maybe even 6 fastest, 6 to 8 fastest, there could be some wrecks. You could have some strategy play. You could pull a good heat lineup, and you could start up near the front in the race, in the feature race. So if you feel you've got top 10 speed, I feel like you've got to take the risk. But if you don't think you've got the speed to run up near the front, it is absolutely not worth it to come tonight. You don't want to risk those points. You don't want to risk your starting position because, obviously, if it's going to be very easy for these guys who show up tonight. They're going to be starting at the back tomorrow night. That is going to be a very, very long trek tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely a very much risk versus reward situation. As a reminder, we are also live on twitch.tv/TMG_racing_network. So, if you prefer watching live streams through Twitch, we are also live on there. Qualifying just about to begin, starting off with Kevin Click, driver of the number 125. For your starting spots here, it doesn't really matter, honestly. You want to get a good spot so you can start well in your heat race, because I do believe that there are going to be heat races for this race. I'll check in just a moment. But at the same time, it's not a huge deal if you start towards the back, because really anything could happen.
There are heat races, and an interesting thing to look at, the top 4 will be inverted. So, say you qualify first, you're going to start 4th place in your heat race. So, not going to say it's a strategy to qualify bad, but qualifying 3rd or 4th might be the better option here. It's not like the last 2 nights where you drop all the way back to 8th if you qualify in pole. So it's not as big of a loss, but it still is a loss without a doubt. Kevin Click comes across the line at 15.377. I think that was 2/10 faster than any qualifying lap we saw all of last night. Yeah, and apparently Click does as well because he's pulling in. Next up is Michael Hillman.
Michael Hillman going out now. We remember from the past couple of nights, as the run goes on, as qualifying goes on, the track tends to get a lot slower. It starts to get rubbered in. These drivers are struggling to find more grip. As Michael Hillman goes second fastest. We'll see if he can go faster this time by. Never mind, that was his second lap. He's going to pull up next up Tanner Koster in that number 97.
Might just be single lap runs tonight.
Oh, that might be.
Because his first lap was about a 40-second lap time, so it wasn't out lap. We're going to see here Koster, 15.415. It'll put him second on the board. Next up is Brad Faria.
Faria going through turn 1. Bit of a lower line there. Right along that rubber, not really where you want to be. You can see the track already starting to get rubbered in. Down towards turn number 3. Faria going a little bit higher than the rubber, staying off the cushion still. Through turns 3 and 4, that right front off the ground and across the line. Faria is going to set a 15.778. Goes 4th fastest. Joshua Cotton up next.
That is a very disappointing lap from Faria. His fastest lap in practice was a 15 flat. So, that huge loss during practice. 15.482 for Cotton. Up next is John Lepresto.
Another Lepresto. There seem to be a lot of those.
I believe he was one of the ones in either the first or second night. John does sound familiar, but yes, you're right. I do recall 2 Leprestos, I believe.
I think there might actually be 3 because I remember John M. Lepresto. But John Lepresto is going to set a 15.455, goes 4th fastest. Matt Dixon up next. Taking a look at the chat.
This is a league.
Just a little bit.
This is a league event, so they could have nicknamed, but you are right. Matt Dixon is going to go.
I didn't consider that. Okay,
so... that was the fact stretch. Never mind. Matt Dixon off 3 and 4. He will run a 15.510. It'll put him at 6th fastest, beating only Brad Faria. Up next is Aaron Deffler.
I think it's either Deffler or Deffler through 1, going a little bit higher. Very interesting perspective here. Jeffrey Stewart says he's locked into the B main tomorrow starting 10th, and he didn't think the risk was worth it. But his teammates Tyler Schell and Richie Preston, who are not locked in, are running tonight. So a little bit of an interesting perspective there from one of the drivers who is locked into the race tomorrow. Or into the B main at least. He will still have to finish top 4 in that race to make it in. Next up, Ryder Strouth.
Definitely remember this paint scheme from yesterday. It's a hot car. And give him credit where credit's due. Correct number for the custom number. So I'll give him that, and he will run a 15.7 flat. No, never mind, a 6.99. It'll put him 8th fastest. Up next is Yes, and after Richie, it's everyone's favorite. It's Tyler Shell.
It'll be very interesting to see what he does in qualifying. The thing about his race strategy of running right next to the wall, it doesn't really work in qualifying because more often than not, you kind of see him hop in the cushion.
Oh,
really
wow,
right
what
about,
a
whoa!
lap from Preston.
Whoa!
He'll go second fastest with a
That is fast. Okay.
15.397.
Tyler Shell on his
Shell.
lap now. I don't believe this is his out lap. This is going to be the one that counts through 3 and 4. Staying in the middle, Shell comes across the line. And he's going to set a 15.324 to the top of the board. Goes Tyler Shell.
Up next is Ernie Williams Jr. after a blistering lap time set by Tyler Shell. Williams through 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
He's going to floor it. And he will end up with a 15.543. It'll be 10th fastest. Up next is Chris Roberts.
I gotta say, Tyler Shell's lap is impressive for 2 reasons. Number one, it's a very good lap time. But secondly, the fact that he was able to go that late in the run, because we're about halfway through qualifying now, it's relatively late in the run, and the fact that Tyler Shell was able to run a lap time faster than the driver who went out first, to me, that is incredible. Chris Roberts up now on his lap, kind of arcing it through turns 1 and 2, going to go for it into turns 3 and 4. Sliding it right next to the cushion, but not getting onto it. Keeps the car planted down the front straightaway. Chris Roberts, that's a 15.547, goes 11th fastest. Up next, Tyler Henselman.
Few patriotic paint schemes tonight. Hesselman on his lap now through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Running not necessarily the top, but pretty much the highest you're going to go during qualifying. And he will set a 15.638. It will put him 12th fastest out of 14 who have qualified. Aaron Schaffer is up next.
Going down the back straightaway, Schaffer getting ready to start his lap. Remember, only 1 lap to qualifying, which has really made this feel like it's gone by a lot faster. Schaffer that time by with a 29.344. That was his out lap, of course. Down the back straightaway, good arc through 1 and 2. Really enters in narrow, not much of a slide. Good control by Schaffer. Up top through 3 and 4 and to the line. Schaffer is going to set a 15.583, goes 12th fastest. Next up, Kyle Stoltz. Good line through turns 1 and 2.
Give these guys credit. I have not seen an incorrect trading paints number. As he comes off turn 4, Kyle Schultz sets a 15.435, and he'll jump to 5th on the board.
Impressive
what a
lap time by
Kyle
Schultz. Yeah, that late in the run is not something you see that often. Nicholas McGeethy up next. I'm going to try very hard to not start saying Latifi. Down the back straightaway, right against the wall, and sending it into 3 and 4, a little bit higher than you see that Rubberton lane. Pretty good racing line through there. Not sure how it is for qualifying, though. At the moment, it's looking good. We'll see when scoring updates. It's going to be a 15.576, goes 13th fastest. Miles Jansen up next. Sliding it through 3 and 4, all the way up and into the dirt. Good run by Jansen. Not sure how that line through 3 and 4 is going to pay off. Looking decent at the moment. Jansen goes 16th with a 15.681. Next up, Tyler LaPointe.
Spoke too soon with that one. Jansen's the first person I've seen with an incorrect number, so thanks for that, Jansen. Had to ruin it. But anyway, here comes Tyler LaPointe, making his way around turn 3 and 4, and he will set a 15.545. It'll put him 19th fastest. Or no, 12th fastest. I'm sorry, that didn't update.
Not sure you got those numbers mixed up. Ooh, not a good out lap for Jason Haynes. Might have gotten loose. This will be his first lap. Oh, it's not looking good so far. A lot of sliding, not really in the groove. Yeah, this isn't going to be a good time for Haynes.
Oh, he got in the fence too.
Ah.
This lap will not count. Disappointment for Jason Haynes.
No,
as he
count. Yeah, well, I can't tell because my scoring is being annoying. Next up,
it did not count.
Next up, Justin Zapp in the number 3. Through 3 and 4 now, riding the cushion, gonna get down into the dirt a little bit, sends it back up into the cushion, not quite, off 4, coming to the line. Justin Zapp, provisionally, looking like a 15-7. It's gonna be a 15-7-9-1. Randy Shreves up next.
Good speed through 1 and 2. Slides are up the track in 3 and 4. First time we've really seen that today, and it'll be a 15.509. It'll put him 10th fastest. Not a bad lap there from Shreves this late in the run.
Very good run.
Up
Colton
next.
Hardy up next. In that number 23, pretty solid paint scheme, just white and red. Not much can go wrong with that. Down the back straightaway, a little bit loose out of turn 2. Through 3 and 4, gonna ride that cushion and bring it off the corner to the line. Hardy gonna start his lap. Nice and deep into turn number 1. Sends it up into the cushion. That's a good line. Especially this late in the run, you can find a lot of grip running that. Down into 3, takes it to the bottom, sends it back up top, arcs it through the cushion, and back to the line. Colton Hardy. That is looking like a very good lap time. Goes 5th fastest.
5th fastest, and your final driver of qualifying, Jesse Dacus, in the 0-10.
Ooh, that is close to the wall.
May have got the wall. It was close to whether or not he did. This is his lap time, so if he did, this lap will be invalidated. We'll find out here in a minute, though. Through 3 and 4, not looking too shabby. 15.537 put him 13th fastest, and that is going to do it for qualifying.
Yeah, it does.
Your pole sitter, Tyler Shell, to the surprise of probably no one.
So the session's going to be advanced here in just a moment. Tyler Shell, like you just said, is your pole sitter. Very good run by him in qualifying, especially. He ran relatively late in the run. He put down a very good lap time, so props to him. Tyler Shell is going to roll off 4th in his heat, I believe.
And speaking of props to people, I just want to say, when we have such a stacked field that a professional driver is having to risk his points to make it into this race, I got to give a shout out to everyone who's competing, because this is not your average C-fixed race or anything. No, this is a stacked field right here. Once again, a professional driver failed to make the guaranteed list, so that's certainly impressive for sure. That's no disrespect to Tyler Shell. That's only saying he's a professional driver. So huge props to everyone here, because everyone certainly has a extremely high talent level, and no doubt in my mind, I would definitely end up last in this race.
All right, so just before we get started, we're going to go ahead and shout out the race's sponsors. Shout out to Lee Thomas Construction. You can find out more about them on their website. Link, I believe, is in the description. If it's not in this description, which I might have forgotten to do now that I think about it, you can go ahead and check out the last broadcast. You can find them, or just search them up on Google, Safari, whatever your preferred browser is. Lee Thomas Construction. Huge shout out to them for providing some of the funding for this race. However, they are not sponsors of the channel, only sponsors of the race. Now, we will get back to the action. So here we go. Tyler Shell, we get to see him right away. Going to be rolling off in 4th. Michael Heilman gonna start as the leader. Shell, the only professional driver in this event, is gonna want to make it out of his heat.
Much more condensed field tonight. Only 2 heat races, no third heat, and then we'll get right down into the C main, and that might also be skipped. So I would not be surprised if this was a B main with 2 heats, and then a B main and A main. So as we get ready to go racing, keep in mind a much shorter night tonight, and tomorrow is going to be a hectic day for sure.
So here we go.
This is what we might call the calm before the storm.
I mean, it's essentially what it is. Really, this entire race, it's going to be chaotic. Just wait until tomorrow. We are in for a good one. Huge shout out to the organizer of this event, Chris Roberts. Thank you for reaching out for me, because it has been an absolute blast to commentate this. Now we get started with the Hard Knocks night. Green flag is out. Tyler Shell rolling off in 4th. Michael Heilman taking off from the lead down towards turn number 1. We're racing in the first heat.
Tyler Shell has been the Kyle Busch of restarts around here. Any chance he gets, He's going 3 wide to the top line. He's going to pick up 1 spot here, but so far not really.
Oh,
He's going to
big
pull a
slide, big
slider.
slide. Coming against Colton Hardy. He's going to slide back in line. He's been using that bottom a lot more than I thought he would. He might have learned a little bit from last night about patience, because that's definitely one of his biggest weaknesses, just not really being patient enough to make it deep into the run. For the lead, Michael Heilman is leading over Colton Hardy, but Hardy is getting close to that rear wing, or I guess rear bumper. The wing's kind of on the roof. Through 3 and 4, Heilman's going to have that outside lane. It's going to give him the advantage down towards turn 1. Hardy going to come with a slider. Up on Heilman, they're 3 wide. Here comes Tyler Schell at the bottom. He's going to have to try the middle now. Keeps it on the bottom, slides up into Colton Hardy. Hardy with the run off the corner. Tyler Schell back in a second. Another dive out of the 85, down the inside. Going to try and maybe move up the track on Hardy. Back towards turn 3. Tyler Schell on the bottom is going to take the lead away. We'll see if Hardy can fight back. Yes, he can. On the outside, he's on the bumper going towards turn number 1.
Tyler Schell gets out to a lead early. It's a shorter race. I didn't mention this, but it's 8 laps, so we're coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Schell has the lead, and by the looks of it, I believe he's going to keep it. Top 4 transfer onto the A main. Everyone else is either going to have to fight through either the C main or B main, whatever comes. So right now, Tyler Schell, I don't think anyone's going to really fight him. The battle is for that 4th position.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. Preston in the battle as well. Michael Heilman in the midst of it. Contact! He's going to slide up and over. Goes Michael Heilman. Now Randy Shreves in the transfer spot. Tyler LaPointe trying to look after it. Going into turn number 3. LaPointe falls back. Tyler Schell claims the heat victory, but at the end, the 9-11 of Michael Heilman not going to transfer into the A main. Tyler Schell, however, does make it into the A main. Obviously, some people not quite happy with him, running into him on the back straightaway. But disappointment for Michael Heilman. He got out to a great start, got passed early on, and then he got spun out on the last lap of his heat. But Tyler Schell, definitely no disappointment there. He has won his heat. He is on to the A main. Next up, heat number 2.
That was a vicious crash by Heilman, and well, I don't really have any other words to say than, what's new. I mean, we've seen that all week long, and we're going to continue to see it, and especially as we start transitioning towards the A main of this race and then the feature race of the entire week tomorrow. I don't expect anything less than what we just saw right there. On the pole is John Lopresto, and following him, or alongside him, I should say, will be the 01 of Kyle Stoltz.
Confirmation in the chat from one of the drivers who was in this race, Jeffrey Stewart. He said that these events are some of the most competitive races you'll ever run. And I think that's being shown tonight. These drivers are really flexing their muscles, going up there, mixing it up with some of the professionals. And all of it is broadcasted live on TMG. Again, huge thank you to Chris Roberts for reaching out to us. If you are interested in broadcasting with TMG, I believe there is a business email in the channel links. There's also one on the About page, but if you don't feel like looking for that, it's tmgracingnetwork@gmail.com. Contact us. I'll get back to you as soon as we can, and we can try and work out a deal. But that is another point. Here we go. For heat number 2, John Lopresto going to be starting from the pole position. Luke, looking at the field at the moment, who do you have winning this heat?
Difficult question for sure. I'm going to keep my eyes on Tanner Coster. Yesterday, he didn't have the best of nights, but he certainly seemed sporty when he wasn't getting caught up in a wreck. So Coster is on my radar for this one. But also got to keep an eye on Kevin Click.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Personally, I am going to take Kevin Click down towards turn number 1. They go. Kyle Stoltz alongside Coster for second. Down the back straightaway, John Lopresto continuing to lead, and they're crashing behind. Caution is out already.
Yellow flag is out.
Crash on the back straightaway. Chris Roberts, one of the drivers involved, and beached into the outside wall. Caution is out. Disappointment for Chris Roberts. He will have to fight his way through the mains tomorrow if he hopes to make the main event. Oh, and he just got in the wall and came down to the driver in front of him and went spinning into turns number 3 and 4. Disappointment for Chris Roberts.
That is a real shame by the organizer of this event. So, once again, shout out to Chris for setting this all together. I'm interested to see him fight through the field tomorrow. I think he's gonna do pretty well. He's definitely seems sporty, not as fast as others, but not as slow as others as well. So I'm really, really excited.
So we're taking a look at
what Chris Roberts can do tomorrow.
Yeah, we're looking at a replay right now. Looks like he just got overcorrected it a little bit coming off turn number 2, slid back in front of the pack and just got turned around. Then he got beached on that cushion and stuck against the outside wall. So very disappointing for Chris Roberts. I believe we'll be going back green next time by. John Lopresto has held on to his lead thus far. He's going to have to do it again on the restart. Lights are out on the pace car, so there's your confirmation. We will be going back green this time by. Single file for the restart. Hopefully this time they can make it a little bit more than half a lap.
Something I've learned from my years of broadcasting, and by years I mean a few weeks, is whatever you wish for, it's probably not going to happen.
So I hope they wreck 7 more times. All right, here we go.
Is that really what you want, though? Anyways, we're coming down to the green flag. It'll be 7 laps to go.
Pace car leads them down. Green flag is back out. Lopresto from the lead is going to take off down towards turn number 1. Coster already trying to make a move on the high side, trying to get the run on Stoltz. Down the back straightaway they go. Coster with a run, not going to do anything with it. Down towards turn number 3. Stoltz sliding it into the corner. That's going to give Coster the run. Looking inside and outside, but not going to make the move. Getting close to that cushion behind the 91, Ernie Williams Jr. fighting it out with Aaron Deifler, trying to get up towards the transfer spots. Coming to lap 4 of 8. Sliding off the corner, that's 2 cars up, Kevin Click. Williams still trying to make a run on the high side, down to the inside. This is the battle for 5th, but they're close enough to Click to start considering the battle for the transfer spot. Very close between Williams and Deifler. Deifler gets sent up the track a little bit. Now Ernie Williams is going to have to try and run down Kevin Click. The battle for 2nd continuing. Kyle Stoltz currently holding on to that spot.
How long is Coster going to wait? He's run the same lap, and he's going to dive to the inside. He might pull a slider here. No, he's going to continue to run the outside. Almost ends up in the fence. And how long? Oh, here he comes. He's got to run. And not really doing anything with it. He seems kind of content.
Here we go.
Slider pull.
Yeah, Williams sent it up the inside on Click. They nearly made contact through the corner. Click got the spot back, but now the battle is on. Remember, the driver who gets this spot goes straight into the A main. Towards turn number 3, Williams setting a slider on Click. Click back to the inside. White flag, 1 lap to go. Lopresto leading away. Williams trying to cover off Click. Click sliding up the track. It'll cost him momentum. Down the back straightaway. Kevin Click trying to go one more slide job on Ernie Williams Jr. Jr. almost gets into Tanner Coster. It's not going to happen. Click is not going to make it into the A main. Ernie Williams Jr. advances. And meanwhile, the winner of the heat is John Lopresto. So that'll do it for your 2nd heat. Lopresto wins that one. And now, it is already almost time for the B main. Or is it already the A main? Which one are they doing?
It is. Apparently, it's the A main.
Okay.
We're going straight into the A main.
All right, good with me.
I wasn't expecting that, but
apparently
that's what we're doing. Hold on. Is everyone in the race? I'm confused. All right. I'm confused. We're going to figure this out as we go along. We've got 2 minutes. Good time to promote the sponsors of this event.
I agree. Now, by the way, I'm sorry that the feed cuts out in between my sponsor overlay and the screen capture. That is an OBS thing. I can't really fix it, so I am sorry about that. But anyways, the race is sponsored by Lee Thomas Construction. You can find out more about them in the description because I believe I have included their link, but I might not have by mistake. I have included their link. Okay, so basically, you can check them out in the description. They haven't given me an ad read or anything, so I'm kind of just saying that you should go check them out. You can find out more about them on their website. Thank you to them for providing funding for this race, however, not for the broadcast because they are not sponsors of TMG, only sponsors of the DOB 410 Nationals. All right, we're going to go ahead and go back to full screen coverage. There we go. It'll load up in just a moment. We are ready for the A main. So really the heats didn't mean much. considering there was no B main. So everyone in the race is now in the A main.
I believe it was just to set starting spots.
That might have been it, yeah.
Because, yes, your last place driver is still in this race. So, yeah, I guess it was just a starting lineup deal. That's interesting to know. But, yeah, no one eliminated from the heat races. It'll be a 24-car field. 4 drivers make it to the oh, what a vicious crash that was. Anyways, 4 cars make it to the
main event.
To the main event tomorrow. Yes.
So remember, the top 4 in this race go straight to the A main tomorrow night. They are locked in along with the top 16 in points following the prelim nights. However, the drivers who finish behind them still have a chance to make it into the A main tomorrow. They just have to fight their way through all of the mains, and they will lock up spots 17 through 20. The top 4 in this race lock up spots 21 through 24, and then the first 16 spots are made up by the points leaders in the prelim night. So Tyler Schell, after winning his heat, is going to start as the race leader. Lepresto going to be starting alongside him. Behind them, it's Colton Hardy and Kyle Stoltz, then Richie Preston and Tanner Koster. 25 laps for the A main. Top 4 make it into the main event tomorrow. Everyone else is going to have to fight their way through the alphabet soup, as it is called. Should be in for a good one. Let's see how this turns out. Personally, I'm very excited. I'm going to take Tyler Schell to win this race, but what's really important is that top 4.
I really, as much as I want to pick an underdog, there is really a 90% chance in my mind that someone named Tyler Schell wins this race. I don't see... He might make mistakes, and there are the fireworks. We always love those.
Oh, yes,
he might
we
make
do.
mistakes, but that's deep in the field. He's going to be starting in first place. He's going to have the preferred line. He's going to have the jump off the restart. There's really no doubt in my mind that he doesn't just pull away and lead every lap of this and dominate.
If I may chime in, I know I've said it before, but it cannot be said enough. Even in iRacing, the atmosphere at this track is truly, truly special. The fireworks going off, the way it's designed, really just the high walls, everything just screams, welcome to Knoxville, the sprint car capital of the world. I'm really glad that we get to broadcast some racing from Knoxville here on TMG. I think we're in for a good one. Watch out for Tyler Schell, watch out for John Lepresto. Those two are looking very, very fast, and watch out for the battle for 4th. Remember, top 4 make it straight into the main event. Fireworks going off here in Knoxville. We are in for a great 25 laps of racing action. Strap yourselves in, folks. Welcome along for the ride. It is the A main night of the Hard Knocks Wednesday. Here we go. Tyler Schell is going to be starting as the leader. Coming off turn number 4. I haven't said it all night. I've been holding it back for this A main. Tyler Schell from the lead is going to stack him up and light him up. Green flag is out.
I've been waiting for that all night, and Schell jumps out to a lead. Almost into the fence. He's going to jump the cushion. He's not going to end up in the
behind
fence,
him,
but he's going to get right up next to that wall. Slider for the lead is Lepresto, but he's not going to be able to grab it.
This gaggle behind them.
He's the first lap.
Yeah, Ernie Williams in the mix as well in that bright blue sprint car side by side with Koster on the outside. Koster gets into the fence just a little bit. That's going to let Williams slide on through the 6th, but the caution is out.
We'll have to check on who that was.
Might have been for Heilman. We'll try and get a replay now. A lot of netcode issues, which makes it very difficult.
Oh, it was the 73 or 173 of Nicholas McGeethy.
Oh. So Nicholas McGeethy, with an issue early on. Trying to see if we can find it. It was going slow through
it
1 and
was
2.
on the beginning of lap 2.
Oh, okay. That's fast forwarding right now, which is why that... Oh, okay, that's just under caution. Yeah, okay, well, I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe I can find it like this. Yeah, no. I have no idea what happened. Maybe it was this? Yeah, no. Truth is, I have no idea. But In any case, we're going to go ahead and go back live. We are back live, actually, at the moment. Race leader Tyler Shell is going to lead the field to green on this restart. Lights are still on the pace car, so I think we're going to be going green next time by. Only been live for about 40 minutes now, so pretty short night of action. Either way, it's been pretty exciting.
As NASCAR fans will tell you, a shorter race does not always mean a bad one.
I've also been told that...
It's kind of the opposite for us. But yeah, we're going green at this time by.
Yeah, I've also been told that my trading paints is completely broken and not working. I have the app loaded, so that is not a problem on my end. I think that might just be a trading paints thing. In any case, we are going to go back green this time by. Tyler Shell is going to line up as the leader. Here we go once again for turns 3 and 4. Pace Truck is going to lead the field. Coming out of turn number 4, Shell from the lead is going to stack him up and light him up. Green flag is back out. Already you see Ernie Williams Jr. in the back making up spots. Here comes Hardy on the inside trying to make a dive at the lead. Shell gets loose to the top side. Now he's going to have some competition. Hardy's going to try and make a slide job. He's going to try and make it work. He does make it work. To the race lead goes Colton Hardy. Shell crosses him back over.
Man, what an aggressive block there from Shell. I thought he hooked himself, but he didn't. And Shell is going to go back to the lead. Colton Hardy in second. He's right behind him, although he's lost a lot of ground.
Keep in mind that if Tyler Shell does win this race, he's going to be starting tomorrow from the 21st position. And that is going to be fun. We see a battle going on now between John LaPresto and Richie Preston. Preston going down the inside, a little bit tight at the bottom. LaPresto's going to get the run off, and Ernie Williams tries to capitalize as well. But Preston just cut him off there, going down the front straightaway. Side by side, Preston going to get the run on the outside lane. Up into 5th goes Preston now, trying to run down LaPresto for 4th. I've been told to control R, so if you don't mind, I have to pull up the iRacing screen for just a second here while I get the paint schemes to refresh. Maybe now it will actually work. I sure hope it does. For now, everything's just going to be white as you see that driver on the inside sending a slide job up top. That's Ernie Williams trying to make the dive.
Worked out, but what an attempt that was. And keep in mind, it's now it's back to the 171. The difference between the 171 of LaPresto and the 25 of Preston, and now it's the 01 of Stoltz.
And caution is back out. Couple of cars around to the back. I believe it might have been Joshua Cotton bringing out this yellow flag. I did just control R, all the paint schemes, but they're still not loading, so I'm going to have to assume that Trading Paint said, haha, Trading Paint's machine broke. And once again, it's another netcode thing where oh, never mind. That was, oh, I can't see who that is, but hold on. We're going to find it. Because one car was on his side going through the turns. It was, I believe... maybe Jason Haynes? Yes, it was. So Jason Haynes bringing out the caution. Oh, he just went way too narrow into turns 1 and 2 and just mounted that outside wall. And that is what brought out the yellow flag.
As I was saying earlier, the difference between the 171 of LaPresto and Richie Preston and the 25, LaPresto starts 21st, I believe, in the feature race. Preston, he's got to start from the E main, the D main, whatever the first main is, and work his way all the way up. He's gonna have to do about 4 or 5 different races to make his way to the A main. LaPresto right now would be locked into the A main.
Yes.
So there's a huge difference between that one position. 21st does not sound like the most fantastic of starting spots, but I'll guarantee you it is way better than being stressed out and forced in the very last consolation race. So that is definitely something that Preston and everyone behind him.
Okay, now we have some paint schemes loading. You see Tyler Shells has loaded in. Pace Truck is off. Shell from the lead is going to light him up. Green flag is back out. And they're already almost 3 wide behind. In the middle of the pack, I believe that was Ernie Williams on the outside. Now the paint schemes have loaded and into the wall. I believe that was Richie Preston. Oh, and that is not good for Preston. Meanwhile, going down the inside, that's Kevin Click on Matt Dixon. He is going to take away 7th now. Watch the battle for the transfer spot. It's LaPresto at the moment, but we know how fast Ernie Williams can be. Williams riding that high line, trying to get some more positions, trying to get some momentum. They're 3 wide in front of him.
And that is exactly what Williams wants to see. He wants to see them side by side. They're going to slow each other down. That's going to give.
Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Oh, and there's contact. Williams goes sliding through 1 and 2, and there he goes around in front of the field. Caution is back out.
Oh my gosh! And he gets.
And he just came out right in front of Jason Haynes, and absolutely just took him out. Blown motor for Haynes. Luckily, that's not really going to jeopardize his starting spot, as he wasn't really in the fight anyways. But caution is out, and Ernie Williams Jr., who was having such a promising night, is going to have to fight his way through the mains tomorrow. That is not at all what he wanted to see. Very, very disappointing for Williams. You're going to see the perspective now of Haynes. Williams just trying to get the car refired, comes right back down in front of him, and Haynes goes up into the air as Williams is sent flipping down the back straightaway. That is what brought out the caution. Oh, and that is going to be heartbreak for Ernie Williams.
2 laps in a row into turn 1. The driver right outside that transfer spot made a mistake and completely took themselves out of the event. I wouldn't say completely took out. Robert Preston is still in 10th place, but it's certainly going to be a much harder trek from 10th to 4th than it would have been from 5th.
So you see the contact there. Basically, just a little bit of a nudge. Williams goes up the track and spinning, and at that point, he's just going to lose it in front of the pack, which is why he tried to get it refired and just came right back down in front of Haynes. Also, who is Robert Preston? Because the only person I see here is Richie Preston.
Oh, I don't know where that came from. Richie Preston.
That you've said that a lot, and I'm like, who is Robert Preston? Anyways, we're going to go back racing once again on lap 11 of 25. Caution laps do not count. Tyler Schell has been the dominant driver all night, not looking to stop anytime soon. He is going to take it. He is going to take off from the lead. Pace truck is down and away. Schell going to step on the loud pedal. We are back racing.
Green flag.
I will say the 0-10 of who is that? That's Jesse Dacus. He's moved his way from 11th to 5th.
Oh, here we go, here we go. Big slide. Coming out of John LaPresto, that for 3rd. Sorry, I just wanted to cut in there and talk about that because that could have gone very wrong. But continue on.
I was just saying about how good of a run it has been for Dacus. He really, really needed it. He's worked his way up to 5th and looking for 4th right now with the slider.
That's not going to work. It's going to give Dixon a run on the outside.
And now Dixon is going to try to slide on the outside and maybe
big
go
run,
to 5th.
Big run.
Drive for 4th. Oh, contact.
Yeah, this isn't looking good.
That could have been really bad.
But Dixon goes sliding through the turn, and that is not going to help his momentum at all. Really, at this point, it's been Jesse Dacus who's been in a really good spot to try and make it up into that top 4, but here comes Dixon again. Oh, but he gets loose again. But the caution is out.
Back out. Let's see, who was it?
Might have been Ryder Srouth. Well, I would.
No, it was that him again? It was Jason Hay. No, am I behind? I believe I'm behind. Hold on. I don't know who it was. All right, thank you.
I think it might have been Ryder Srouth. Now, I'd love to show you a replay, but he has been netcoding basically this entire race, which makes it very, very hard to show you a replay of things. So, Ryder, if you're listening, your Wi-Fi is bad. That is all I have to say. Luke, you would know a thing or two about bad Wi-Fi.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it was Nicholas McGeethy once again is who it was. I did not see what happened, but I saw he was on his side. So, yeah, that's what happened. It was Nicholas McGeethy.
Apparently, if your name sounds anything like Latifi, you are just, you're not allowed to have fun. Alright, lights are still on the pace truck, so we won't be going back green until next time by.
I will say, this battle for 4th has been absolutely amazing. And part of the reason it is so great is everyone keeps making mistakes. You
Yeah.
know, looking at sixth, Dixon almost it kills his momentum with a bad turn four. Dacus is running the bottom, and that's not giving him much momentum. Lepresto is trying to pass people, which is also in turn slowing him down. So the battle we've had for fourth is absolutely amazing. I think Shell's got this one in the bag, unless something wild happens on this restart, which
You never
wouldn't
know.
completely count it out. But I would say the thing to watch here would be that fourth position.
Green flag is back out. Shell takes off from the lead, but already you see Colton Hardy trying to mountain charge into turn number 1. Here he goes down the inside. Shell all the way on the cushion. Really on the cushion, really using it up. But at the moment, it's Colton Hardy in the lead. He's going to send it again through 3 and 4, and this time he's got it. To the race lead goes Hardy. Shell, though, going to try and fight back on the outside. Now the battle for fourth. Right now it belongs to Lepresto. But coming up on his back bumper, Jesse Dacus, as Tyler Shell goes back for the lead into 3. You're going to see him really mounting that cushion once again, all the way on the high side, wall riding just a little bit. It's when what's been giving him so much momentum. Down the inside and back to the lead goes Tyler Shell.
Glide job complete there for Tyler Shell. He's back into the lead.
Here comes
Although
Dacus,
once
though.
again, all eyes are on that fourth playoff, or not the playoff spot, the fourth position.
Yeah,
Once again, difference is between a confirmed A place space and possibly a very, very high chance that you don't even make it to the show at all.
Oh, and here we go for the lead again. Colton Hardy mounting a charge on the inside. He's trying to make it around Shell. He's not going to make it work. Now Jesse Dacus trying to get to the outside on Lepresto. Down the back straightaway, he's going to try and make it work. Lining up a run through 3 and 4. He's got to try and Tyler Shell it around the corner. Speaking of Tyler Shell, he's gotten back to the lead. Now, here comes Dacus.
Dacus has got to run a little bit higher. He's going to try to get his momentum up, but he's going to have a run off at 2.
Yeah, you might have it here going into turn number 3.
Into 3 and 4.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
But he's going to get a huge run off of 4.
He's really just got to get that foot to the floor and just send it.
Here he comes. He almost makes contact.
He's trying to find a way down the inside.
They do make contact. A bump and run possibly to 4th goes Jesse Dacus.
A lot of...
And he's cleared him.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing here, there is so much on the line for these drivers. Dacus blocking off the inside now, not letting Lepresto get back to his inside. Jesse Dacus up into 4th. He has the transfer spot at the moment. He's going to try and put another car between him and Lepresto. Here he goes to the outside for 3rd. He's going to try and get around Kyle Stoltz. That'll help him get a little bit more security in that transfer spot. 2 laps to go. Dacus on a charge, gets around Kyle Stoltz. They'll be side by side going into turn number 3. Stoltz sends back a slide job. We'll see if anyone can get to Dacus. He's going to the inside. Bump out of these 0-1-0. This is going to give Lepresto a shot.
Be a 4-way battle.
Down to the inside. Here goes Dacus. Trying to make the move. Now Lepresto to his outside. Lepresto is going to make the move. Down the front straightaway. He's not going to make it stick. Jesse Dacus takes home 4th and the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Tyler Shell out front has shell-shocked the field and done it again. Tyler Shell wins the Wednesday night Hard Knox event, and Jesse Dacus is going to make it in to the A main tomorrow night. Now that was a great battle for the transfer spot. Congratulations to Tyler Shell. He has won again. Gonna try and burn it down to the front straightaway, but unfortunately, I think he has stalled that sprint car. Oh, never mind, he's got it fired again. Maybe he can make something work. Nah, it doesn't look like he's gonna make it. So Tyler Shell has won again. Dacus makes it into the A main, and we are going to cut away for just a moment, and we'll be right back with some post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, because the DOB Nationals on TMG return after this. We're back live here on TMG with the race winner, Tyler Shell. Tyler, it was a dominant run out there tonight. What was the key to this victory?
Clean air. That's what killed me last night. Car was fast, just clean air.
Your driving style is really unlike anything else we've ever seen. You're practically throwing it in, really into every corner, really mounting the cushion, kind of wall riding a little bit. What's the secret behind that, and really how did you develop that?
I gotta thank Ray Nyland for teaching me that. It's part of the setup to get it to where it don't bottom out and gets over the balance is good, and then it's also how you run it. And he's taught me everything I know. So thanks to him, and then just being smooth, being consistent, and not overdriving.
How do you feel about your chances in tomorrow night's A main?
I feel good. You saw me go in the C and the B last night. I able to pass cars easily, and then in the A got up to 7th from 17th in like 7 laps. So just have to keep my car clean, and I think we'll be good.
And lastly, anyone else that you want to thank for the victory tonight?
I'd like to thank Chris and everybody at DOB for putting this on, and then I was at Sim Sport, Flow Racing, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Just Logistics, Paints by Tuna Get Her, Got Real Estate Group, BS Air, Overall Photographs, Catch Fence Apparel, Reef Co, and Freeway Independent Mortgage Corporation.
All right, well, that was the voice of Tyler Shell. Tyler, thank you for taking some time out of your day. Enjoy this victory, and good luck in tomorrow night's A main. Next up, we're going to bring up one of the most interesting drivers, really, throughout the last couple of laps, Jesse Dacus, or it might be Dacus. That's the first thing I'm going to ask him about. But we're going to go ahead and bring him up into the booth. Jesse, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
So, you had an incredible last little bit of the race. Walk us through your perspective for that move for 4th.
Well, I was basically trying to be as patient as I could and wait for an opportunity. Typically, I struggle with that, so it was good to be able to do that and just wait for an opening and get by him.
Right there when you made the move for 4th, you were on the inside. The guy in front of you tried to cover him off, but you just kept it. You kept sending it in there. What were you thinking when he was kind of trying to cover you off there?
Well, I was doing my best to not make contact, but also force him into, leaving the lane open. So it all worked out. I was going to get more aggressive as the race went on because top 4 matters. So luckily we were able to get it done.
And lastly, how do you feel about your chances in tomorrow night's A main?
Oh man, it's a hugely stacked field. I got to thank DOB for putting that event on, Lee Thomas Construction for sponsoring the event. And we'll see what happens. I think we'll be able to put something together.
And before you go, that reminds me, is your last name pronounced Dacus, or how is it pronounced?
Dacus.
You got it right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse, and congratulations on your job on getting up into the A main. It'll be a lot of fun to watch you tomorrow night. Next up, we can actually go ahead and bring up Colton Hardy into the booth. Colton, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You copy?
Yes, I do.
So right there, kind of towards the midpoint of the race, he had a couple of shots to get the lead from Tyler Shell. Do you think you could have done anything differently there to maybe get in front of him?
Yeah, I probably could have ran a little bit cleaner laps, but I knew I was sitting in second pretty comfortably, so there's no point to push it and ruin the spot of transferring.
What do you think was the difference there throughout the race between you, really, and the rest of the field, and Tyler?
Me and Tyler just kind of ran our race. I know Tyler just wanted to go pound the fence down, and it's just, I don't know, that ain't me. So I'll run the bottom happily all day today and all day tomorrow and be perfectly fine.
All right, well, congratulations on your second place finish. Before we send you back, anyone you'd like to thank for the result tonight?
Yeah, everybody at Twindale Slick Labs. Everyone over there has been helping me out today, and we were able to get another car in the show.
All right, well, congratulations on your second place finish. You will be advancing into the A main tomorrow night. Next up, we can go ahead and actually bring up Kyle Stoltz. Luke, I've been doing most of the interviews. Do you have any questions for him? Because I can go ahead and bring him up.
I'd like to ask him how his race went, because I'm pretty interested.
All right, let's go ahead.
He had a run for sure. Hello, Kyle. It's Luke up in the broadcast booth. You had a really good race there. You were able to maintain it for Well, it's the time, and you made it into the A main for tomorrow. How do you feel?
Feels good. Happy about it.
You had to defend there for quite a while. Was there any really pressure of, almost falling out, or did you think that, you had it locked up?
I was kind of keeping my eyes forward, and Lopresto got up alongside me there a couple times. He got by me once. I kind of got saved by the caution, but it's just focused on keeping the car heading straight, and track position's important. At Knoxville, if you can keep it heading straight, it's hard to pass you. So we were able to do it.
What do you think the keys are going to be to work your way up to the field and possibly have a shot at winning tomorrow?
Boy, I don't know, man. It's the best guys on here in that race tomorrow night. So we'll if we can keep it on all fours and head the right way, we'll see what happens. It'll be fun either way.
Thanks for taking the time with us, and I think that'll conclude it for interviews. Anyone else, Jonathan?
No, that is going to do it for tonight, especially because there's no one else actually in the waiting for interview channel, so that makes my job a little bit easier. Anyways, we're going to cut away for just a moment, and we will be right back with your full race results, along with the 20 drivers that will be locked into the race tomorrow night. Don't go anywhere, we will be right back. I told you we'd be right back. We are now back live on TMG. In just a moment, I'm going to pull up the locked-in drivers from the prelim nights on the right side of your screen. We'll go down the list one at a time. Blake Cannon was your overall points leader through the first 2 nights. Following him is David Heileman, Mason Hannigan, Colton Davis, Rusty Kruger, Jeremy Zarfos, Bryce Bailey, Cole Neufallen, Kendall Tucker, prelim night number 2 winner, James Edens, Joshua Steink, Daniel Zagers, Nathan Davis, Cameron Merriman, Hayden Cardwell, and Vinny Sansone are your top 16 locked into the race off of the prelim nights. Next up, the drivers locked in after their results tonight is Tyler Schell. He won the race. Of course, Colton Hardy locked in as well. So is Kyle Stoltz and Jesse Dacus, the 4th driver, who is locked in through the Hard Knocks night. But for tonight, that is actually going to do it. We had a much shorter night than we've had in the past. We got the race done pretty quickly, but I got to say, it was a very intense race from start to finish. Props to Tyler Schell. He ran a really good race all night, was the fastest in qualifying, definitely deserves this win. Luke, before we sign out, anything else you'd like to say?
I cannot wait for tomorrow. We have probably, arguably, the best dirt drivers on all of iRacing. And we're going to condense them all into one night of action. And I don't have words for how amazing it's going to be. You cannot miss tomorrow night. It's going to be absolutely insane. It is going to be the best dirt racing you've ever seen on iRacing. And we're going to get it all done in probably under 3 hours. So
yeah,
you've got to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the night if you're going to watch. If you were going to watch any night, tomorrow had to be it. I cannot wait for tomorrow.
We are absolutely going to be in for a good one. And we have one little surprise for you, but that'll be coming tomorrow night just before the race starts. I'm sure some of you sprint car fans already know what it's going to be, but if you're just a casual viewer, then well, you're in for something. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to tonight's Hard Knocks race. If you go back a little bit, if you're still curious, you can find who is locked into the race tomorrow. Tomorrow night is the main event on TMG. Luke said it best. It's going to be some of the best racing you've ever seen. Don't miss it. If you miss it, then you're doing something wrong. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. But until next time, this is Jonathan Oates and Luke Breitschoff signing out. We will see you all tomorrow night. Same time. Well, actually, no, not same time. We'll be starting off 30 minutes earlier tomorrow night. So, similar time, same place, and some of the greatest racing you've ever seen. We'll see you then. Goodbye, everyone.